Imagine a place so isolated, so quiet, that the slightest whisper echoes like a shout. Now, picture that whisper, not from a living soul, but from the depths of a cavernous, empty warehouse, on a night when the world outside rages with a storm. This isn't a ghost story from a campfire. It's a chilling account from a former security guard whose routine shift became a terrifying encounter with the unknown. Our story begins on the desolate edge of town, where a massive distribution warehouse stood sentinel beside an expansive, empty field. For one security guard, a middle-aged man with thinning brown hair, wearing a wrinkled blue dress shirt and a bright red tie, this was his domain. His job was the epitome of quiet solitude, hourly patrols, checking loading docks, and ensuring no unauthorized entry. The pay was good, the nights were peaceful, and the coffee, a constant companion, was free. It was, by all accounts, an easy gig, but as many soon discover, true peace is often just the calm before an inexplicable storm. One particularly tempestuous evening, the sky unleashed a violent thunderstorm, the kind that made the entire steel structure of the warehouse hum with an almost ethereal static. Our guard, observing the myriad of surveillance feeds in his small, unassuming office, watched as the monitors flickered, then abruptly went blank. For merely 2 seconds, the digital eyes of the warehouse were blind. When they sprang back to life, the feed from camera 3, which covered the sprawling far loading dock, revealed something profoundly unsettling. One of the colossal metal doors, moments before securely locked, now stood wide open. He'd personally verified its closure less than 15 minutes prior. "What in the world?" he muttered to himself, a hint of genuine confusion creeping into his calm demeanor. This anomaly made absolutely no sense. Armed with his trusty flashlight, a crackling radio, and his keycard, he ventured into the maelstrom. The rain lashed down with a force that felt like a pelting of small stones, and the thunder, amplified by the immense structure, boomed like a giant's angry roar. Reaching the loading dock, the rogue door rattled furiously in the howling wind, repeatedly slamming against its heavy frame. He peered into the vast darkness, his flashlight beam cutting through the gloom, revealing only endless rows of towering shelves, stacked pallets, and then countless boxes. Nothing seemed amiss. But then, with a deafening clang that echoed through the cavernous space, the door violently slammed shut behind him. He spun around, adrenaline surging. He fumbled for the handle, twisting and turning, but it was useless. Locked from the outside. "Hello? Is anyone out there?" he called into his radio, but all he received in return was a wall of oppressive static. Trapped, a brilliant flash of lightning momentarily illuminated the high windows, briefly casting the immense aisles into stark relief. And in that fleeting, terrifying instant, he saw it, a shape, standing halfway down the row, facing the wall, tall, utterly motionless. His first thought was a mischievous coworker, playing a prank. "Hey, cut it out, whatever you are," he yelled, his voice sounding thin against the booming thunder. No response. He took a hesitant step forward, his flashlight now a frantic, trembling orb in his hand. The beam flickered once, twice, then died, plunging him into absolute darkness. Another crack of lightning, another blinding flash, and the figure was closer, perhaps 10 feet away, still facing the wall. An icy dread began to creep up his spine, a primal fear he hadn't known existed. As the thunderclap reverberated through the warehouse, a chilling, almost imperceptible whisper brushed against his ear. Right behind him, a single, distinct word, barely audible over the storm's fury. "Leave." Every instinct screamed. Panic consumed him. He didn't hesitate. He lunged for the emergency exit, slamming the crash bar with all his might, bursting out into the torrential rain. The heavy door swung shut behind him, the distinct click of the lock echoing his escape. Back in the security office, drenched and gasping for breath, he stared at the monitors. Every camera feed was back to normal. The dock door was closed. No movement, no figure. The warehouse appeared as placid and empty as it always had been. He meticulously documented the night's events in his report, recounting every terrifying detail. Yet no one believed him. They attributed it to fatigue, a vivid dream, or the storm playing tricks on his mind. A week later, the new night guard, a young man with bright, eager eyes, quit after his first very shift. Pale and shaken, he recounted a similar tale. Whispers from inside the silent warehouse. Even when the power was out, perhaps some secrets are too unsettling, too profound to ever be rationalized away.